Edgar Berlanga, who proudly calls himself the King of New York, is stepping into the ring tonight in Queens with the weight of his reputation on the line. He's facing off against Hamzah Sheeraz in a super middleweight bout at 168 pounds. And for Berlanga, this isn't just another fight. It's a chance to defend his name and pride in front of his loyal hometown fans. The atmosphere at the Louis Armstrong Stadium is expected to be electric, with New Yorkers rallying behind their self-proclaimed king. Berlanga has been vocal about not letting what he sees as an outsider come into his city and embarrass him in his own backyard. The fight is more than just a sporting event. It's a matter of identity and local pride, making the stakes feel even higher for Berlanga and his supporters. This fight has an added layer of significance because it isn't just a routine match. It has been officially designated as a WBC super middleweight title eliminator, which means the winner moves one step closer to a world title shot. Many boxing insiders and dedicated fans have expressed surprise and even frustration that this particular matchup was chosen for such an important opportunity. According to them, fighters like Osli Iglesias, Christian Billy, and Diego Pacheco have worked harder, proven themselves more consistently, and deserve a title eliminator far more than Sheeraz does. These fighters have faced tougher competition and shown higher skill levels, making them more credible contenders. The general feeling in the boxing community is that Berlanga's path has been made easier, possibly to help protect his image and maintain his popularity, but at the cost of competitive fairness. When it comes to Hamzah Sheeraz, this fight marks a significant new chapter in his career as he steps up to the 168-pound division for the first time. Until now, Sheeraz hasn't been regarded as a top fighter in this weight class, and this sudden opportunity feels unexpected to many observers. His recent track record does little to convince critics. Otherwise, earlier this year, Sheeraz fought WBC middleweight champion Carlos Adames in Riyadh and ended up with a controversial 12-round draw. That result was widely debated, and many felt he failed to prove himself as a strong contender, even at 160 pounds. Now, moving up in weight without having dominated his previous division raises serious doubts about whether he has what it takes to compete against tougher, stronger fighters at super middleweight. Boxing analyst and former world champion Tim Bradley didn't hold back when he shared his thoughts on Berlanga's career path and mindset. Bradley pointed out that despite all the hype, Berlanga has not won a world title and hasn't truly accomplished anything remarkable in the ring. To justify his level of confidence, Bradley criticized Berlanga for cashing in big after his fight with Canelo Alvarez, where he reportedly earned around $10 million. Instead of using that experience as a lesson, Berlanga turned it into a celebration, holding a parade in Puerto Rico as if he had won a major championship. Bradley found this bizarre and suggested that losing that fight only fueled Berlanga's ego even more. He warned that Berlanga talks as if he's invincible now and makes big claims, but ultimately, he needs to prove it in the ring. Bradley emphasized that words mean nothing if Berlanga can't back them up by delivering a clear, dominant performance. It's clear that Berlanga's newfound wealth and public image have become just as much a part of his story as his actual boxing record. After the Canelo fight, Berlanga's massive payout sparked a victory parade in Puerto Rico, where fans and media celebrated him like a conquering hero despite the fact that he lost. The scene painted a strange picture in the eyes of traditional boxing purists who value hard-earned wins over spectacle. Critics argue that he didn't really earn this moment, as he hasn't faced or defeated top-tier competition in the division. Instead, he leveraged his popularity and charisma to secure big paydays and maintain his place in the spotlight. This approach to building a boxing career might work from a business perspective, but it raises serious questions about the integrity of the sport and what it truly means to earn a title shot. Many longtime boxing fans and insiders see Berlanga's current situation as a clear example of how modern boxing sometimes strays from its competitive roots. In other sports, earning a shot at the highest level typically requires consistently beating strong opponents and climbing the ranks the hard way. In boxing, however, connections, marketability, and social media buzz can sometimes open doors that pure talent and grit alone should be unlocking. For Berlanga, this meant getting a title eliminator fight without defeating any real top-level contenders. Critics say this is a disappointing reality and a sign that boxing is more about money and showmanship these days than the pure, competitive spirit that once defined it. They argue that if the sport were run like major league sports, with stricter rules and fair qualification systems, Berlanga would not have been anywhere near a title opportunity without proving himself first against the best in his class. Tonight's fight isn't just a test of boxing skills. It's a test of character and authenticity. Berlanga is stepping into the ring not only to protect his reputation, but also to show the world whether his self-belief and loud talk are justified. His hometown fans are ready to cheer him on, but many in the boxing community will be watching closely, questioning whether this is a legitimate step forward or simply another carefully curated moment designed to boost his fame and fortune. For Sheeraz, this fight offers a chance to upset the narrative and show that he deserves to be taken seriously, even if he didn't arrive at this stage in the traditional way. What happens tonight could shape the future of both fighters and might even influence how future title opportunities are handed out in boxing. If Berlanga wins convincingly, he can finally start to justify the hype and prove he is more than just a marketing creation. But if Sheeraz pulls off an upset, it could expose the weaknesses in Berlanga's carefully managed career path and force a rethinking of how boxing promotions prioritize business over pure competition. One way or another, tonight's outcome promises to send shockwaves through the boxing world, and fans everywhere will be waiting to see who truly belongs among the sport's elite. The hype around Berlanga's King of New York persona isn't just about boxing. It's also about creating a brand that fans can latch onto. He's used this nickname to draw in large crowds, sell merchandise, and generate social media buzz. In today's boxing world, fighters often have to be entertainers and influencers as much as they are athletes. Berlanga's team has been smart about building this image, but at the same time, it raises the question of whether he's more focused on being a star than on truly mastering his craft in the ring. Many traditionalists believe that no matter how many tickets a fighter sells, or how big their Instagram following is, what ultimately matters is proving yourself against the best opponents. Hamzah Sheeraz, on the other hand, finds himself in a situation that's both risky and potentially career-changing. He's stepping into enemy territory to face a fighter backed by a loud, passionate home crowd. If Sheeraz manages to win, it would immediately boost his reputation and prove he can handle the pressure of fighting on a big stage. But this is a huge gamble for him. Coming off a controversial draw at middleweight and now moving up in weight, he's entering the fight with a lot of question marks hanging over his head. He'll have to show not just physical strength but also mental toughness to survive and thrive in such a hostile environment. A big part of tonight's intrigue is the question of how Berlanga will handle the pressure. While he's fought in New York before, this fight carries more weight than any previous bout. It's a title eliminator, and he has loudly promised to defend his city's honor. If he stumbles, the backlash could be severe. His critics are ready to pounce on any sign of weakness, and even his own fans might start to question whether he's truly worthy of the hype. This makes tonight not just a test of skills, but a critical moment for his reputation and long-term career. Observers are also watching to see if Berlanga can evolve beyond his early reputation for knockout power. In the beginning of his career, Berlanga wowed fans by scoring a string of first-round knockouts, which helped build his mystique as an unstoppable force. But as he started facing tougher opponents, those quick finishes disappeared and questions rose about his stamina, defense, and ability to adjust his strategy mid-fight. Tonight's fight is another chance to prove whether he has grown as a complete fighter, someone who can go the distance, adapt under pressure, and still dominate even without the early fireworks. Meanwhile, the business side of boxing looms large in the background of this matchup. Promoters, networks, and sponsors all have their eyes on Berlanga as a potential future star who can draw big money fights. They see him as a marketable face who can sell out arenas and attract pay-per-view buys. But those business interests sometimes conflict with the pure spirit of competition. Fans have long criticized boxing for letting politics and money influence matchmaking, and tonight's fight is a perfect example of that tension. If Berlanga wins, it might only encourage more of these fast-track title opportunities, further frustrating purists who want to see the best truly earn their shots.